All right, everybody. I call this meeting to order at 4:03 p.m.
Here.
She's here. Oh, no, she's here. Here.
Oh, she's. Okay, got you. I got it. Here. Iris, here. Robin.
Here.
Sarah, here. Ryan.
Here.
Lauren. Lauren. Vincent. Gavin.
Here.
Wadi. Wadi. There, but she, I think it's not. Yeah. Okay. Joshua is here. Cindy. Vicky. Okay. Ben. Vicky.
Here.
Fatima. Here. Adios.
Here.
Kathy.
Here. Well.
Here. Here. Me here.
Here.
Kyle. Tracy. Here.
So there were 2 minutes to approve. Do we approve both of them separately?
Okay, so,
Dennis, should we approve both the minutes separately? Okay. So, yeah, Lee, would you just quickly?
yes, so for this meeting, no, sorry. Oh, yeah. So he was out on the fifth, and Ronnie was also out on the fifth.
Yeah.
And
Or just changing an excuse?
Yeah.
Is there a motion? Is there any changes to be made to the minutes of March, to the amended minutes of March 5th, 2025? If not, is there a motion to approve March 5th, 2025 item?
I move to approve the amended minutes of March 5th, 2025.
Does anybody second? Joshua? I second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All not in favor, say nay. Okay, the minutes for March 5th are approved. And then also, the 22nd. January 22nd.
January 22nd, that's your vote should have been marked as this.
Okay, keep this on record. I would like to apologize, everybody. That has happened to other meetings here in college. Sorry. I'll try to make sure it doesn't happen again, but. Sorry. Okay. Minutes for January 22nd, 2025. It was marking Matsuika's excuse. Are there any other changes to be made to the amended minutes? If not, is there a motion to approve the amended minutes for January 22nd, 2025?
I move to approve the amended minutes from January 22nd, 2025.
Anybody second, John?
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All not in favor, say nay. Okay, the minutes are approved. On to public comments. Are there any public comments? Why?
As of today, the election for environmental sustainability will continue starting next week Monday. And the results for the elections will not be out today. It will be out earliest tomorrow after the certification. And yeah, earliest after the certification.
Are there any other public comments?
Yes, I have a public comment.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. We're part of Level and we just want to report again on how we did at the conference that you guys funded. So in total, we won 40 awards, which is an increase from last year. And it's extra special because this is a national conference. And so to be judged against community colleges at the national level is extra special. I actually want to highlight Lauren. She's part of your team and she won an award for advertising at the national level. So I think that's really awesome. We attended a bunch of workshops with a bunch of professionals. It was amazing. It was a 3-day experience in Long Beach. I've never been personally. And yeah, the networking was awesome. It was my first conference. What about you, Sarah?
Oh, yeah, it was my first conference. Actually, second with JSCC, we were actually recognized by a lot of different other schools. They knew us by name. We won a pace setter award, which basically means that we're doing a really great job. It's a very competitive award, and we were going against like a lot of schools and different people. There were over 800 submissions into awards, and only about like 100 people won for different things.
Yes, so we really hope we could keep our relationship with you guys funding these conferences. They are super beneficial to our educational growth. Thank you for listening.
Are there any other public comments? Victor?
For the senators that agreed to do camping for the GSC bonding, please either message me or join the group chat. I would like to finalize the detailed invitation as soon as possible. So either DM me or join the server that I sent you guys via DM on this one.
Are there any other public comments? Gigi?
As you guys don't know, today was my last Senate meeting. So I did it with my intern yesterday. I have them signed on my back of the sweater. So I'll pass it around. If you want to sign your name, you can sign in the front of my sweater.
Are there any other public comments? Are there any advisor announcements?
There's a few things, I believe today, all the senators will be getting an email about the winter scholarship compensation stuff, so the self-evaluation and the peer evaluations. I don't think that's been sent out yet, but so today you will be getting that. And I believe the deadline was set for next Sunday to give us, we want to make sure that finals week, we have the opportunity to check in, to see if there's any that we haven't received, things like that. I just want to clarify, because I think there was some confusion with the peer evaluation. Every single one of you should be submitting at least one, and every single one of you should be receiving at least one. So to define this, for all chairs, you should be completing peer evaluations for your internal officers. All internal officers, you should be completing peer evaluations for chairs. Did you also ask that chairs complete, police chairs complete evaluations of our president, and then president, if you can at least complete evaluations of the chairs. We say at least because if you would like to complete an evaluation beyond those, so let's say you collaborate with a different committee. Let's say, if you're an internal officer and you, worked, with Luca, want to get feedback to Luca, there's internal officers want to get feedback to you. You are welcome to do that, but those are the minimums we need to be able to, give effective, specific feedback to your teammates. Sorry, if that's not clear, please follow up with us, but we'll make sure it is clear. All of you should be submitting at least one chairs. You're doing at least, two, depending on the number of people. So the deadline is Sunday, March 23rd by 11:59 p.m. And you're gonna get an email about this. To clarify, so this does not apply to the trustee, since, the trustee is funded by the district. For all of the, program liaisons, program reps, from my understanding, you're getting funded from your respective areas, so you also don't need to do this either. Yeah, sorry. But program liaisons, we do encourage you to give feedback to, respective chairs that. But please complete that in a timely fashion. We will do our best to get it submitted to be ready for early spring. I think that's it.
No announcements.
Are there any other advisor announcements?
Want to let everybody know, so next week I will be out of town next week. So you're more welcome to submit any emails to me, and I'll get back to you the following week. Or still.
Most of the team is working spring break. I would not be available spring break, so if you have questions, please don't wait until spring break to reach out to me. But yeah, leading up to that, just know we're doing a lot of quarter end stuff. So if you sent an email to any of us, shoot me, and I haven't responded within 3 business days, please follow up. I can try to get back, just help in my inbox. And then once again, reimbursements, please submit those as soon as possible. So student accounts is able to process.
Are there any other advisor announcements? If not, then are there any Senate announcements? Katya.
So as we have heard from the DA's Office of Communications, the contract between BTA and the workers or the bus drivers has ended, and they went on strike for not receiving a high enough raise. And so this has greatly affected many students here on campus, especially those who are low income and are very reliant on the bus services. And so although professors have been notified as well, not all of them are being very accommodating as far as providing like Zoom options for things, or like options to retake tests. And so the assessor is going to kind of start a project with me, Ryan and I. I'm not sure if Josh would part of this too, to basically form like a little ad hoc, not necessarily an ad hoc committee, depends on the size of this, and we don't know how long this is going to last. But I know this is also, finals are coming around, and locking in your students first after all, so if you don't have the capacity, totally understand. But for those who are interested in helping out with, we have like a different action items, like urging professors to really, once again, provide those accommodations. And then if not, also for potentially looking for something like a Uber pass that Foothold does. So that's kind of a project as well. But once again, if you're interested and have the capacity, we would greatly appreciate your support. So yeah, DM me, or we can also chat after Senate. Thank you.
Are there any other Senate announcements?
The application for next year's IT chair is still open and the deadline is Sunday, March 23rd by 11 p.m. And we have chair of Club Affairs, Finance and Programs and Marketing, which is elected. And also we have our chair of faculty, which is appointed. Please spread the news to your peers who is interested in applying for IT chair. Thank you.
Are there any other Senate announcements?
I will also, along with, Chief, Veronica and Paul, be resigning effective next quarter. So we will not be holding a midterm election for the position. But any other updates will be delivered later on.
Are there any other Senate announcements? If not, are there any student trustee announcements?
Yeah, I have a lot of things to talk about, so it's probably gonna be kind of long. So first off, we signed, a non-binding letter of intent for a housing project for students. It's gonna be in McLennan Road, and there will be a shuttle that runs consistently between Sunnyvale, Foothill, and with a possible stop at the end of college. So basically, it's like 7 minutes walk away. And the project will estimate to be, starting on July 15th, 2025. And the other important thing that I want to cover is the Sanctuary District resolution that actually came to our Senate a week or last week ago. And I just want to give like a more nuanced perspective on the item. And so since I have to represent both student interests and report the board's thoughts, this information is just to have you guys have more context and information on the topic. So some of the stories and feelings that our undocumented students and student body in general has expressed is students have been afraid to come to campus for a long time, and especially during recent times, especially since the career fair when ICE was invited. And they also do not feel safe under the current district's actions. There's also numerous psychological and physical effects on the students out of fear. And basically, students don't feel like the district has their back. And the board has made a presentation on the considerations it currently has on the federal and administrative level, or potentially the long-term effects if we declare ourselves as a sanctuary district. So first off, California is already a sanctuary, and thus community colleges are all considered sanctuary jurisdictions. So in legal terms only, a district sanctuary does not have additional. Second of all, our federal funding could be affected if we become targeted. So student financial aid is at risk if this happens. We have about 7,000 students receiving Title IV federal assistance in the 2023-2024 year. And 21.6 million is the total annual amount that the district receives from Title IV. 6 million in student federal loans and 2.25 million in Title III is helping and supporting low-income students. And we have 346K in federal work-study programs, also from the government. And this would also affect our accreditation, which could kind of affect the students that come here and the students who want to transfer. Lastly, we could face lawsuits and court orders to comply with federal law, which would be costly and time-consuming. However, we are all working towards the same goal. We want to protect our undocumented students to the full extent allowable. What we are considering is the right balance. There are many actionable things, whether that be a sanctuary district, foundation money for undocumented students, or declaring a 6-unit rule of Foothill, and more awareness training. Regardless, the district will do what they can to protect students and their data. The sanctuary district resolution will become an item at the next meeting, so about in a month. So please reach out to me if you have any thoughts. That's all.
Are there any external shared governance committee reports? Ron?
We have met today and we went over some updated construction projects.
There's a lot. So Sunnyvale renovation involves HVAC rework and classroom renovation to support new programs moving from Foothill campus to Sunnyvale. And then Project 400, which includes the upgrade of security systems in the design phase. Project is involving standardizing the various access control and video surveillance systems around the district, and E120 EPS headquarters HVAC repairs,
constructing and repair of faulty HVAC systems, as well as providing ADA upgrades to the outdoor pathways. We also have updates to the Wi-Fi expansion phases 1 and 2. For phase 1, we're under construction, expanding the availability of Wi-Fi patios, pods, and other areas identified as locations where students work. And construction is underway at both colleges. And for phase 2, we're expanding the availability of Wi-Fi to outdoor instructional areas such as athletic fields. And this is currently under design review. And we're also converting the existing facility to a beach volleyball court. And construction of portable audio equipment cart and Wi-Fi expansion project is part of the ETS and campus personnel that are navigating possible overlap with phase 2 of the Wi-Fi expansion project. And we're also the first community college in the district to have a partnership with Adobe, a full partnership with Adobe. And with this partnership, we're expecting to triple the number of students. The number of students that will have a full-time plan with Adobe. Yeah, and we're also planning on doing a tech survey.
Are there any other external shared governance committee reports? Al?
RAP met and we continue the program review. Yesterday.
Are there any other external shared governance committee reports? Joshua?
EAC met last meeting. One of the things that we discussed were the DEI court injunctions. As a result of the president's executive order to call it DEI. We also talked about how there's like myths surrounding the topic of DEI and how some believe that it is reverse discrimination, which it is not. And then we also talked about the Sanctuary Campus resolution. It was presented by Shayla from Campus. Talking about essentially to document the students, ensure that students are not targeted by ICE, and that there is no cooperation between the district and ICE. And it was brought, or it was supposed to be brought to the board on March 10th. It asked the EACs to support and endorse the resolution. It also asked the EAC members to provide a written statement endorsing it. However, there were a few concerns with the resolution. Some felt that undocumented students could be targeted. They also expressed that it could put a halt on federal funding. And based on these sentiments, EAC agreed to continue conversation but not endorse it yet.
Are there any other external shared governance committee reports? Victor?
Academic Senate met on Monday, went over the hiring committee for the vice president of instruction. We discussed communication of the president supporting students and employees, specifically with the DEI policy. We went over the second read of the resolution declaring Foothill, Indiana as a sanctuary district. As mentioned by previous members, unfortunately, it was not presented on Monday at the board meeting, but it has received support from DSG students and Foothill Academic Senate. It will be presented by the next board meeting. And we also approved the academic rubric and will be discussed today.
Any other external shared governance committee reports? Rob?
Affordable housing task force has been meeting regularly. And in regards to the more recent housing approval by the district, they are setting up a meeting on April 18th to kind of talk about policy that students and teachers should have a say. If you're interested in attending that, please let me know.
Any other external shared governance committee reports? Right. Are there any internal DASG committee reports? Okay. Is there anything to be changed for the consent calendar? If not, is there a motion to approve the consent calendar? Aye.
Do you want to approve it?
No, it's just anybody can approve it. Aye.
I move to approve the consent calendar.
Does anybody second? Bonnie?
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All not in favor, say nay. The consent calendar is approved. And now we're moving on to business item 1. This is the campus-wide equity rubric, which was a business item some time ago. and we're revisiting it to potentially fully endorse it. They're just gonna answer questions, talk about it a bit more, and, we'll see. But first, could I have, Adriana Garcia, potentially come up either in person or on Zoom to talk and present?
Hi, everyone. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Thank you so much for having us here. We wanted to come back and check in around the equity rubric and still have the ask to endorse it as an assessment tool. Let me go ahead and upload it on the chat so y'all can see, or I can share screen too, right?
That works,
Okay.
both work.
All right, let me do that then. Let me know if you can see it.
Yep, we can see it now.
Thank you. All right, so this equity rubric, once again, has been created by myself, Sheila, and Felisa, and with the support of former President Christina, and support and collaboration with legal counsel. And so, as a reminder, right, what is it? It's an equitable assessment to apply to events and decision-making at the ANSA. It could be events, activities, budget decision-making, and/or policy decision-making. And we want to engage everyone, including administration, staff, faculty, and students who wish to voluntarily engage in equitable practices around events that are intended for students. The why, the trauma-informed decision-making, we hope will reduce harm, will create equity, and will also allow for accountability, particularly to end structural inequities and create safe student spaces. And how we're gonna be able to apply it is for on-campus events that are marketed to students, programming impacting students in general, and then when inviting guest organizations or individuals, it's also, the rubric can also help with that decision-making. And any other type of leadership decision-making, like I mentioned before, with budgets or policy, procedures, or event and programming. And these are the students that we're focusing on: Black, Filipinx, Latinx, Native American, Pacific Islander, disproportionately impacted students, stands for DI. Usually you'll hear us say it a lot, right? Or throw the lingo around as DI, but this is who we mean when we do say that. Any questions so far?
Nope.
Okay. And then we shared a little bit of the history, so I'm gonna skip on this, but it's been a 2-year ride. We have shared it in some shared governance bodies. We still have a few affinity groups to present at. And we're hoping eventually to present it at College Council and then the Board of Trustees. And as a reminder, these are the documents that we already have standing that we have anchored on for helping us create the rubric. And I'm gonna skip this. And so the equity scale, and the question is a key foundation to the work, right? And the question we're asking is, does this event or activity or decision-making center equity and student safety at its core? And then we have a measurement for that in points 1 through 5. So for example, does the Diwali event that we have prioritize the disproportionately impacted groups? And based on the scale, I'm gonna go back real quick. Not at all, somewhat for minimal groups, unsure, mostly for underrepresented groups, or completely for all students. So in the case of the Diwali event, it's completely for all students. Or for example, I'm hosting a Native American beading circle, and though we are doing our outreach for Native American students, I would say then yes, it would be a 4 because it is looking particularly our underrepresented groups, but it's not exclusive. It is open to the general campus, right? So those are two simple examples with just using line item one here, not line item, but the first category here. And so then we would go through the next few, all the way to 10, for ways of analyzing and assessing whether the event centers the experiences, the needs, academic needs, and in general, the campus life experience of our students that are disproportionately impacted. Any questions so far? All right. The Equity Rubric Committee would be housed under the Equity Action Council. And the Equity Action Council did vote about a month ago to have it housed there. And the members would rotate, and that is something that the Equity Action Council has a task now to do, to figure out how that committee membership looks like, what the charge looks like, in the responsibility of stewarding this rubric as an assessment tool. Let me see what else. And then let me take us to the rubric itself. We've kind of cleaned it up since the last time you saw it, but it breaks down a little bit of what we shared in our slides. And then here's the actual page. So the page 2 would be your tool. And in your page 2, then we would be asking the questions per your event, your budget decision-making, your policy procedure, and look at it as a way to help you analyze whether there is a centering equity for the populations that we named. And then the supporting pages thereafter are kind of like a handbook to guide you with the language that we specifically cut and pasted from the documents we named. And again, the Student Equity Plan Reimagined, the Educational Master Plan, etc. And so we named some of those categories here. While it's also hyperlinked as well. And I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing. I wanna put this copy on the chat here for your convenience. So we wanted to come back and ask, you know, in our call to action for you is, you know, if you would endorse it, approve it as DSG to accept using this as an assessment tool for campus-wide programming and budget and policy decision-making.
I have a quick question.
Go.
So, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this idea really came to fruition after ICE was invited on campus during the job event, correct?
Yes, it's twofold. So it is a reparative response to the harm that was done by having ICE on our campus as part of a career fair in the spring of 2023. And also on the bigger picture level, it is part of our key focus areas as described in our Student Equity Plan Reimagined to create assessment and accountability tools for our equity work. Sheila, do you want to add anything?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Nice to see everyone again. Yeah, no, just to clarify, it was Border Patrol that was invited to the career fair. And it was an open invitation to any employers. There was no rubric like this that existed, which did not allow for the community members at that time to be able to speak against the dean at that time or administrators to say, hey, this is not okay. This can cause harm to our students. And so that's why in conjunction with both the sanctuary district campaign, we did also an equity rubric campaign for that exact reason, because we want to make sure that harm is not continued to be caused on this campus. Students at that time felt what they called an institutional betrayal because they thought that this campus was a safe space that they can be with all their identities, including being undocumented, and any other identities, right, from other students as well. So that's how this started historically. So I think it would be great for our campus. What I love and to continue to say about this particular work around an equity rubric, it's an opportunity for us as a campus to be active practitioners of equity, to promote this as a part of our new culture. This should have already been happening, right? It didn't. So now we want to make that happen, and this can have an impact for many students in the years to come.
And I think, yeah, I want to start hearing some thoughts from our senators and our chairs. Javin?
Can I ask questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm understanding the rubric and everything, makes a lot of sense to me after that presentation, but I do have a question on like how this gets implemented, I guess practically, like what are the steps as to which, so it's like the organization or the group putting on the event on campus would utilize this rubric on their own accord internally, is that correct? And so how would, I guess if they're planning on having like, do they have to meet this rubric in order to have the event, is my question.
No, it's a voluntary engagement tool. It would be in the goodwill has to be created by the planning committee, right? You have to make a decision. Hey, let's voluntarily take the time to use the assessment tool as a way to measure how equitable our planning is and or our outcomes for the event are, or our potential budget impact is, or a new rule or policy or procedure or protocol will create. But it would be for that leadership committee, shared governance, event planning committee, a club, a loose ad hoc committee, DSG. DSG can make it as part of their process in between events, or maybe during your summer, the summer training times. It could be practicing that way. And we are mindful that there's different levels and different sizes and types of events, but definitely events that are for the students. We want this to ideally to be engaged with and applied.
Any other questions? Yemi?
So this rubric is optional. So what would our endorsement offer to you in the form of an additional benefit?
That you are committing to using this tool and that you highly recommend for other folks to use it as well, especially when it comes to DSG related activities.
So by voting to affirm this rubric, we will be committing to use this rubric. Is that correct?
Committing, yes, wherever possible, and that you would as leaders on campus, I see you as recommending the use of this assessment tool as well to different partners, clubs, student groups, etc.
I should also note this will be pushed to the board of trustees and to other shared governance groups. And so that's also where our endorsement will come.
It has already been approved at the Classified Senate, Academic Senate, Equity Action Council.
Any other thoughts, questions?
Did you calm down everything when you see the rubric?
I can send this doc in the Senate chat. Will we be able to, am I allowed to send this document, the doc that was sent in the chat? It's in the chat, yes, but I could send it in,
Yeah, we need to, probably change a few things, but yes, we can, you can share this because it's viewable, so it's fine.
yeah, we'll be able to fix it. Yeah, so we're just putting the link on the agenda so that people will be able to access it really quick. But are there any other questions, right now before we all explore the document? Ms. Garcia, would you be willing to give us a minute to just put the link up on the agenda so that the senators could view the document individually?
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and also upload the presentation as well.
Thank you very much.
Gracias a ustedes.
And it's on the agenda. Yeah, so everybody, the link is on the agenda right now. You can refresh the page and you can scroll through it yourselves as well. Heidi,
Can I move to approve?
you can.
Okay,
Heidi,
I move to approve the equity rubric.
does anybody second?
I second.
Are there any major, Masuko seconds, are there any major questions or concerns that needs to be addressed? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All not in favor say nay. Overruled. But that is approved. Thank you very much.
Gracias.
Dennis,
And I was gonna say, we hope to engage with you on learning how to apply it because it is a new tool. We are all learning with you and we're all learning together on how we can apply this so we can create a more equitable and more safe campus.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Then that's it. Thank you very much. Now we'll move on to business item 2. And this is a farewell and appreciation from Chi-Chi. If you need a little bit more time, it's a good time. Yes, if you wanna, read it from. Sure. Is there anything that you why do you need it? Oh, that's okay. Do you want to show it on the screen? Yeah. Okay, give me a second. I'm just gonna really quickly log into my Outlook, so I'm gonna mute the projector and share screen. I'm just gonna share screen. I'm gonna
Okay, yes. Um, I was planning to prepare a speech, but I found it's like pretty boring. So I just created like, kind of how my journey with DSG and some picture with all of you. I still have like, I only got limited time. I have a lot of other pictures in my phone that I couldn't add on. But it's, yeah, it's just some pictures with y'all. So this is like, you guys all know I work in OCL for a long time. And the lion is from last year, homecoming. And that was before I become the chair of events. And this picture was taken by Ian. And if you guys remember, this is the DSG drink that last year Senate were doing. And this is Ian and Sean. I put them here because they kind of introduced me to DSG. So yeah. And this is us during the leadership training. Oh, it's not the training, it's the conference, the leadership conference from last year. And all of us were like here. Some people changed their hairstyle or something like that. It was very sweet. And this is me and Jin. I was the whole event committee and the advisors. And this is me and Asmin, Ria. It was cute. And this is their last programs meeting. Back then it was still called Programs Committee. And this was my birthday. I usually don't get a lot of company during my birthday because it's in July and it's usually like summer holidays. So all my friends will be traveling and something. But that day I remember I was working in the office and Katya made me the cake. Where's Katya? Yeah, I was so touched. And it was just a really good surprise to me. And after that, so after my birthday, we did the training together. And after the training, this is kind of our first event together. It was the welcome day, the minion scene. And I broke my leg that time. And this is programs committee. We kind of planned this together. Yeah. And this is the first programs meeting. I did really bad at this programs meeting. I was so not prepared. I didn't expect that many people to show up. And many of them stay until the end, so I was really glad. And this is like the photo I took for my senators. That day Rami wasn't there, but you know, I put you here. You know, you'll always be part of us. Yeah, I really like those photos. I still kept them. And this is Halloween for programs committee meeting. We all dressed up. It was fun. Victor is here as well with us. And this is the Halloween Senate the next day after our programs meeting. And this is Victor in a Pikachu suit, and Luca here, me and Fatima. And this is homecoming, that we're all together. The fire alarm goes off. It was a great experience. And Hoko, we're doing the Asia iconic pose, and Hoko here. And this is the cleanup executive, not executive, the senator's photo. And the cleanup group for Hoko. This advisors team, the OCL team. And this is the TikTok that we made. Aqua 2 was really trendy at that time. And then, we went to In-N-Out after the whole call. It was good. I really like this photo, with 4 of you sitting together. And this is in LA in the conference. Everybody was here. Not everyone, but most of us were here. The photo that we took. And this is in the room. I think this is in our room, right, Lauren? I just remember everyone just came into our room and say why we have the biggest room or something. And then, this is us. This was like, I think it's the street near like Hollywood, yeah. And then we were waiting for our food. Yeah, it was fun. And this is the time that we gathered together to take the Senate photo. This two showed up here because they just I told them to hold my phone while I was taking the photo, and they just like kept taking selfies. Oh, it was fun. They at least took, I think, 6 to 10 photos. And this is the first winter programs meeting photo. And the programs bonding with my interns and the yummy was here. It's fun. Wow, don't be mad at me. This was the audition. We had so much fun together. A lot of senators were singing on the stage. Yeah, and this is the Love and Connection Day, it's my committee. This is kind of not like related to DSG, but this is flea market.
That's very much related.
Yeah, this is flea market, but not mini flea. So it's not technically the event that we hold, but it's our valuable partner. So this is my last flea market. I stopped working at the flea market last flea market. And this marks my 22nd flea market. It was yeah, it was 2 years, more than 2 years, a long time for me. And I remember this day that I think Victor and Nish, you guys showed up to take the food truck reel. I couldn't find a photo of you guys. I still remember there's somewhere in the Discord, but I couldn't find it last night. I only found this. It was like raining really bad that day. And this is me working with Kate and Dana in the booth. Me and Rami that day on my last day took the photo. Rami, Kate, and I don't know what this means, but yeah. It was cute. We have our intern visit us. Yeah, and this is our last programs meeting. Very cute. Asia comic post. And this is me with my senators and Dana. And I'm holding the shirts that my intern all signed. So yeah, that's going to,
We miss you, and we know how important all of this has been to you, and you have impacted all of our lives. And we will miss you.
I cried yesterday during my meeting, and I was like, I cannot cry today, but you know,
That's okay, we appreciate you.
embarrassing. I'm just not gonna say it at this moment. I was just like, let me calm down a little bit.
Take your time.
But maybe I will say maybe I'll say it later after the meeting. I prepared a little game for us to play. And maybe I can say it at the end. Yeah.
Speaking of, yes, Victor and Chi-Chi, they wanted to set up some Senate bonding game directly after Senate meeting. And if you guys have any extra free time, I'll be joining, I can join. That'll be fun. We're up so pretty quick. Are there any other public comments?
Did everybody, I know you, did everybody sign this?
Yeah, make you.
No, public comment.
Yeah, make public comment.
Yeah, so PSL Club will have a movie night next Thursday. It will be from 5:30 PM to 7:30 PM.
Any other public comments? Iris?
I just want to say thank you to everyone who's leaving us after the Senate. We appreciate you for all the work that you've done and all the experiences that we've had.
What?
Not to ruin the mood, guys, but tomorrow we'll be having a certification and complaint meeting tomorrow, 4 PM in this room. So, please show up if you want to do that.
Any other public comments? Ryan?
On a related note to what Iris said, let's also give a bit of appreciation to the senators who are staying here and also to ourselves as well.
Any other public comments?
I do just, I haven't had a year where we've had like the whole team stay the whole year, life happens, but I would say this has been, that's about like the closest group. Which makes it harder to just see folks go, but it's, just thinking back to training to now, it's been really awesome to see the growth of this group, and just, I do hope that those of you that are leaving, you know, keep us posted on the things you continue doing. I hope that your time at DSG has, prepared you and, you know, inspired you to, you know, do good things and find new ways to get involved, make an impact and all that. So I look forward to having one more quarter with most of you, but, for those of you leaving, make sure you stop by, call us up to say hi to us. That'll work.
Any other public comments? I have one. Thank you, everybody. I really mean it. It's been a fantastic 2 quarters. I've really gotten to know a lot of you, all of you. And you know, for everybody leaving, I really appreciate the work that we put in and everything that you guys have done, and everybody who's staying as well. I don't have much words, but thank you all. I really mean it. Any other final public comments, Jeff?
I didn't prepare anything on Chi-Chi because I still have to pull up to the marketing meetings, so you guys will see me from time to time at the very least. But I do want to say, for somebody who does yap a lot during the Senate meetings, thank you guys, a lot of you guys for having grace on me when there might have been ignorant moments or arrogant moments, and so especially for all the people who gave me feedback and made it constructive as possible so that I can grow from those moments rather than talking behind my back or doing things like that. I really appreciate every single one of you guys, and so, I hope this last quarter, you guys are able to wrap it up well, and, good luck.
Any other public comments? Are there any advisor announcements? Okay, I just don't, well, okay, if there's anybody that ran in general elections and did not attend a Senate meeting yet, raise your hand. Yay, okay, I adjourn this meeting at 5:03 PM. Senate bonding, just chillax and stay here, that's it.